begin tonight with breaking news. The man on trial for killing a caseworker is found guilty. A judge found Benjamin Reed guilty of all 3 charges, including murder. Deidre Silas was stabbed to death in January of 2022. She was a caseworker with the Department of Children and Family Services. She was at Reed's house to check on the welfare of the children living there. And Fox Illinois' Carolina Hassett was in the courtroom to hear the closing arguments and the verdict. Carolina.
That's right. After 4 days of testimony, the judge ultimately declared Benjamin Reed guilty for murder, but mentally ill. Now, Reed was found guilty on all charges, which includes an aggravated unlawful restraint. Now, during the trial, the state argued Reed was a liar and was using his symptoms to get away with his behavior, while the defense argued he was mentally ill. But the judge said 2 things can be true at once.
Can he manipulate? Yes. Is he a manipulator? Absolutely. You bet. Did he try and do it here to gain a sanity edge? Absolutely. He sure did. Can he be a liar and a malingerer and still have documented and established mental illness? Absolutely.
Now, the judge continued to say that 5 qualified experts testified, saying they each diagnosed him with some kind of mental health disorder in his lifetime, and that while the mental illness impaired his judgment during the crime, he was still aware that what he was doing was wrong. Now, the judge added that in his 27 years of practice here in Sangamon County, this is one of the most heinous crimes that he's ever seen. At the courthouse, I'm Carolina Hassett. Back to you.
Thank you, Carolina. Reed's sentencing will be in November. And now continuing coverage, the man accused of killing a DCFS worker is found guilty on all charges. The judge declaring Benjamin Reed guilty of murder, but mentally ill. Reed faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder, battery, and unlawful restraint. This in connection to the death of Deidre Silas. Silas was stabbed to death inside a home in Thayer in January of 2022. The DCFS caseworker was called to the home to check on the welfare of the children living there. And tonight, our Spencer Davis is working for you with a breakdown of what happened in court. He joins us now. Spencer.
After 4 days of testimony and arguments, the bench trial of Benjamin Reed finally reached a verdict. Guilty on all charges. In January 2022, Reed was arrested at a Decatur hospital for the killing of Deidre Silas. The Department of Children and Family Services caseworker responded to reports of children in danger at a home in Thayer. The trial began on Monday with the prosecution calling 7 witnesses to the stand, including Reed's mother, who originally reported her son to the police.
I called the police, which kills me as his mother, but as a human being, I did what I had to do.
Did you know where they were going to be going next?
Yes, sir.
Did you provide that information to them?
Yes, sir.
The defense's main argument for Reed's innocence was his mental health. Diagnosed with many mental illnesses, dissociative disorder was the one the defense pushed the most. However, an interview with Reed's doctor pushed against that argument.
Whatever took over and actually did the crime is still a part of you. And that part of you ought to know that that's wrong. It's not as though this is some foreign entity that takes over your life.
In the end, the judge ruled Reed guilty of the 3 charges levied against him, saying that Reed's mental illness could exist, but doesn't excuse him of his actions.
Did he manipulate? Yes. Is he a manipulator? Absolutely. You bet. Did he try and do it here to gain a sanity edge? Absolutely. He sure did. Can he be a liar and a malingerer and still have documented and established mental illness? Absolutely.
Now found guilty, Reed faces life without parole for first-degree murder, aggravated battery, and aggravated unlawful restraint. From the studio live, I'm Spencer Davis.
Thank you, Spencer. Reed's sentencing hearing will take place in early November. And following Silas's death, lawmakers push to protect DCFS workers. One bill allows DCFS workers to carry pepper spray while out in the field. It was signed into law and put in effect in May of 2022. And a Senate bill was proposed to increase penalties for anyone who commit crimes against DCFS workers. The bill has not made it out of the Senate. Don't miss a video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today for more Central Illinois news.